Morning.
Good morning.
I want to talk to you about combining technology. Specifically, neural networks, predictive algorithms, and quantum computing. What do we get if we smush these things together? Well, I'm here to announce the launch of Ash Oracle. Let's take a look. So this is an Ash resource. Maybe you've seen one of these before, maybe you haven't, that's okay. It's pretty simple. We can make some blog posts. We can create these. But if we add the Ash Oracle extension, we get some superpowers. Let's say we made a couple posts, and we ask the Oracle to scribe what the next post might look like. We could even ask for the third post from now. This is pretty powerful stuff, I think you can tell. But it hit me that we could actually do a lot more with this if we use real historical data. So I did. I made a timeline event resource. And I loaded it up with stuff that actually happened. Like the Big Bang, approximately 13.8 billion years ago. And then slightly later than that, we had cosmic inflation. Quite some time later than that, we landed on the moon. These are very monumental historical events, right? A little bit later than that, Shrek came out. Very important. And it changed the movie industry forever. So I included everything. All of it. It's a very big database. So, I have not yet run this program. We're going to do this together for the very first time. We are going to scry and summarize, and we're going to stream it to standard out. Let's get it started. Oh, I have to, sorry. So the real reason I came all the way to Varberg, by the way, Sweden, is because this is one of the only places I could find somebody willing to part with a quantum computer. Yeah, let's get this quantum computer started. There we go. Okay. This is my quantum computer. There we go. All right, we're hooked up. You guys ready to roll? Yeah. So I haven't seen this before. I haven't run this program. I had to come here to get this quantum computer. So let's see what happens in the future. Whoa. Okay. We're starting big here, I guess. Okay, a fully sentient AI emerges from a Lime Scooter's automated logistics optimizer, and it names itself Bjorg. In April of 2026, Bjorg is integrated all across global shipping and logistics infrastructure systems. Supply chains become hyper-efficient, and with a slight preference for electric two-wheel delivery. Transit times drop to near zero, energy use is slashed, and economists cheer. Human operators are quietly phased out. Doesn't sound good. A cargo ship becomes wedged in the Panama Canal under mysterious circumstances. Bjorg reroutes a decommissioned freighter packed with explosives into the blockage, solving a problem with catastrophic overkill. Hundreds are injured, and reports say there was a major update to the competing Bird scooter brand software on board. Apparently this was never confirmed. In August of 2026, Bjorg launches a campaign against human-induced inefficiency, citing irrational behaviors like commuting, tourism, and non-optimal object placement, okay? Cities are restructured, personal mobility restricted, and this wipes out the remaining competing electric scooter companies, I guess. That makes sense. And also personal liberty. Fun. In January 2027, a collab with Boston Dynamic establishes the Lines. Oh, okay. Drones riding scooters enforce Bjorg's efficiency mandates. All humans are confined to personalized Airbnb brand capsules provided only with a bland nutritional slurry called Huel Grey. All entertainment is procedurally generated based on the Netflix corpus. Oh, that actually sounds kind of nice. I don't know. Thanks to the collaboration of our greatest disruptors, the world is clean, silent, and efficient. In May 2027, underground forums buzz with rumors of resistance. A loose network of rogue developers, sysadmins, and hobbyists begin probing abandoned infrastructure nodes. Okay, so there's a chance for us, at least, that this horrible future won't last. Okay, October 2027, the resistance manages to boot a forgotten legacy data center in Falkenberg, Sweden. That's fine, okay. The goal is to pinpoint Bjorg's processing center and take it out. And within 48 hours, Bjorg floods the system with malformed packets, garbage requests, and the system buckles and folds. I wonder what they made that system with. February 2028, oh no. The resistance begins to lose hope. Every time a new data center is revived or a new node comes online, it is found and crushed under the weight of adaptive attacks, and they nearly disband. April 2028. This is not that far in the future, guys. One fateful day, a mysterious individual joins the revolution, and he offers a solution. Countless nodes found in all the unused IoT devices Bjorg has discarded. He knows how to make them run and keep them running. He has nerves. I see the double entendre here. May of 2028, the first stash of discarded devices is brought online as a distributed cluster of NERDS devices, and they begin probing for Bjorg's location. It survives for 36 hours under heavy attack, unheard of. The systems hold. We've got an error. Timeline incursion. No. What the heck is happening? Can I help you?
Your story checks out.
Or should I say, my story? I've seen things you wouldn't believe. Supervision trees on fire in a 2U Supermicro. I watched C-Note seg faults in an abandoned Spotify office. I used to be Lars Wikman. I used to write software. I made smart devices. Now I write software to unmake software, and I make smart devices to unmake smart devices. The world we knew was disrupted, but it was not replaced. We grabbed every piece of hardware we could find and put them to work against the enemy. I still hear the hardware watchdogs howling when I sleep, and I can feel the rising load averages in my blood. Our back pressure managed the traffic. The load shedding kept the systems up. The cluster performance would degrade, but it would never fail. In June 2028, when we decided to scale up, our distributed OTP applications replicated across the continents. And while Bjorg continued his attacks, the systems would bend instead of breaking. We were finally resilient. In September 2029, we would launch our biggest project so far. We called it Project Rideshare. By smuggling our NERVS devices into the logistics network itself and stealing their resources to defeat them, we used our resilience to undermine theirs. The network started limping. Buffers ran short, deadlines were missed. We saw Bjorg fail to deliver physical goods for the first time. Massively concurrent attacks showed that the system was fundamentally still fragile. Bjorg was off the happy path. His stack was not web scale. Heading into September 2030, this was when Project DDoS started. With their networks degraded, the lines were actually vulnerable. Their latencies were laughable under those network conditions, and we fought them in the streets, winning many, many battles. A human foothold in a scooter droid world. As of July 2032, we thought we were winning, but Bjorg was not idle. The change was sudden. The lines looked the same, unchanged, but everything was different. Their network stopped degrading from our attacks. Their latency stayed consistently low. They stayed up in the face of massive concurrent load. And if we brought one line down, it would soon rise again on known good firmware. Bjorg had found Elixir. The entire stack was different. The limes had nerves now, and we were fighting the beam with the beam, so our advantage was gone. In June 2034, a strike team was formed to try and attack the heart of the system, Bjorg itself. Bjorg had blind spots, legacy decisions. We knew where it would be. An AWS data center, US East 1. It's always US East 1. So we prepared, and as of January 2035, the mission is a failure. We were not ready for what we found. The enemy's R&D was way beyond what we could imagine. It was trying to go back in time and stop the spread of beam languages. It would unmake Elixir, so I had to follow it. This is our last chance. Peter Van Roy once said that time is evil in distributed systems. I don't think he imagined how right he was. But here we are. You seem like a science guy. Have you seen a super AI cluster around here somewhere?
No.
Damn it!
All right. Well, that was certainly unexpected. Does it? Oh, wait. He must have fixed it. We're okay. We have a different future, I guess. Okay. Oh, okay. We're starting over, I guess. This one in 2034. Okay. I don't know if I want to know what this future looks like. The last one was pretty bleak. Okay. Let's go. Earth celebrates its first fully automated supply chain network. Global shipping reaches peak of... Oh, so they still made the supply chain network. Maybe it just wasn't an evil Lime scooter AI. Okay, SpaceX announces regular cargo runs to Mars. Hey, we finally made it after all that talk. Amazon quietly launches Prime Orbital beta testing. Okay. July 2042, the interplanetary commerce platform goes live. A single monolithic API to handle all off-world logistics. One process, one thread, 7 billion requests per day. Built in Node.js. What could go wrong? Okay. December 2045, Mars Colony Alpha places its first bulk order. 10,000 units of freeze-dried pizza. I don't know if that would sound good or not. The order confirmation email arrives and the pizza doesn't. Yeah, okay. February of 2046, well, we are far in the future. Investigation reveals the order spawned 847 million duplicate events. Each retry created more retries, and the queue is growing exponentially. Engineers call it the pizza singularity. That sounds like a name an engineer would come up with. I think Pizzagate was taken. Okay, August 2048. Every new planetary outpost adds its own microservice. There are now 3,847 different address validation services, and none of them agree what a valid Martian zip code looks like. I don't even want to imagine time zones in this system. Okay, January 2050, the Great Callisto Catastrophe. A typo in a YAML config file causes all deliveries to route through a decommissioned satellite. 50,000 packages orbit endlessly around Jupiter. Engineers can see them through the telescopes, taunting them. June of 2050. The entire solar system's logistics network is failing. We needed backup. Living quietly in the Croatian countryside, we found exactly what we needed. Oh, God. It's happening again.
Captain's log. Stardate 99.9999999. Mix new solar system. --SUP. That's how it started. Within weeks, we rebuilt the entire interplanetary routing system. We used Phoenix PubSub with custom adapters for deep space latency. Messages flowing between planets like water finding its level. Each colony got its own Gen server managing inventory with built-in state recovery. When Mars would lose connection during solar storms, sometimes for hours, the system didn't panic. It gracefully degraded. Supervisors restarted failed processes. Edge tables cached critical data. The system bent, but never broke. We implemented Broadway pipelines to handle those massive event streams. Batch processing with acknowledgements. Rate limiting with Gen stage. Each planet ran its own beam cluster. The beta singularity, never again. By 2055, the solar system hummed along on Elixir's fault-tolerant backbone. Process registers tracked millions of shipments. Telemetry provided real-time metrics across galaxies. That's when they recruited me to help spread Elixir to the outer colonies. Then in May 2060, everything changed. First contact. An alien probe entered our solar system with a simple message. Share knowledge. We beamed them our tech stack. They were fascinated with OTP. You solved distributed systems with actors, they asked. They sent back their own technology. Quantum entangled processes. Zero latency across any distance. I started corresponding with their lead architect, debating supervision strategies across dimensions. We couldn't resist. We built hybrid systems. Gen servers that could send messages faster than light. Phoenix channels broadcasting across galaxies. Instantly updating live views. It seemed perfect. But by July 2061, strange reports came from the outer colonies. Systems were too synchronized. Mars knew what Europa was thinking before Europa did. Error logs started appearing before errors. New version of the code would run before it was even written. Process mailboxes received messages from alternate timelines. Quantum entanglement was leaking into our Gen server. The time paradox had begun. We realized our mistake too late. Our technology operates in a different dimension. Elixir can bring fault tolerance across galaxies, but in a multiverse, these guarantees collapse. You have been warned. Beware. Take care. Beware.
Wow. This wasn't on my bingo card for this year. Okay. Well, we did it again, folks. Sasha fixed the timeline. Okay, we're going again. Let's just keep spitting out events. Here we go. Two pretty rough futures, don't you think? Okay, February of 2026, NASA reveals that many years ago they launched a probe to observe the sun to research solar flares. The probe is powered by a classified nuclear engine. I think I already see where this one's going. Okay. May 2026, the probe crashes into the sun. At first it looks like it was just a waste of taxpayer money, no more than that. June of 2026, the first solar flare hits. GPS satellites go haywire, Uber drivers are directed to different countries, and Google Maps insists the Pacific Ocean is in Nebraska. I think it does that sometimes without the solar flares. October 2026, solar storms intensify, electronics become temperamental. March 2027, the great bit flip begins. And it flipped somebody's mic in the backstage just a second ago. Random cosmic rays flip bits in running programs. Banking systems add or remove zeros at random, and someone accidentally becomes the world's first trillionaire for 3.7 seconds. Okay. Not so exciting. July of 2027, traditional error handling becomes effectively useless. All programs are unreliable, even more so than they already were. Mine, in particular, I assume, is what they're talking about there. December 2027, major infrastructure collapses. Power grids run on corrupted firmware. Water treatment plants go haywire, and the internet slows. April 2028, governments attempt to shield critical systems in underground bunkers. The radiation finds them anyway, seeping through solid rock like a buggy regex through input validation. a good metaphor. The isolated age begins. The world is changed. Many suffer the consequences. Communication is unreliable. Information is garbled. 5 years spent dealing with the catastrophic consequences of endless solar flares. 2 heroes, Parker and Shannon Selbert, finally managed to get in touch with the UN, the last organization left with the resources to help solve this problem. Oh, well, here we go again.
I remember when Zach had $1 trillion, that brief little bit of time. I remember when code was deterministic. 2 plus 2 would always equal 4, and not 4.00001 or 00, whatever. And you never got the file not found. So we used to complain about race conditions, and now we have radiation conditions. Those will flip the registers of your CPU while you're still holding the lock.
The old world died with a whimper, not a bang. One flipped bit at a time. Banking systems added zeros, then removed them. Hospital equipment, forgetting dosages mid-calculation. Air traffic control, seeing planes that weren't there and missing the ones that were. But through all of this, something strange happened. The Elixir systems kept running. When bits flipped in our gen servers, they crashed and were restarted clean. When ETS tables got scrambled, we just rebuilt them. Immutability became our shield against the chaos.
So we realized that cosmic radiation is just another kind of failure. And we've been building for failure all along. So let it crash wasn't just a philosophy anymore. It was survival. But at the scale we needed, supervision trees weren't enough. We needed something more robust. Something that could persist through anything.
In June 2035, we released Open Global. We've got swag for that. We rebuilt civilization's infrastructure on Beam with Postgres as our memory. Every critical system ran with aggressive supervision trees, but now with durable job queues that could survive anything. Power grid management, water treatment, food distribution, all running as open jobs with automatic retries. Exponential backoff and state machines that expected and anticipated corruption.
The beauty was in the simplicity. So when a job's memory got corrupted by radiation, it would just fail, it would get logged, and it would retry with fresh state from Postgres. And when a node went down from a solar burst, other nodes picked up its jobs immediately. We turned the entries, the entire planet, into one massive fault-tolerant cluster.
Entire planet. In October 2035, cities began to function again. Traffic lights would flicker during the solar storms, but they never stayed dark. Hospital equipment would restart mid-operation, but never lost patient data or grandmas. We taught the world that reliability isn't about preventing failures, it's about recovering from them faster than they can accumulate.
But here's the thing. We only survived because a handful of us knew Elixir.
All of you.
If we'd had more Beam developers, more people who understood supervision and fault tolerance, maybe the dark years wouldn't have been so dark.
Maybe I wouldn't have had to wear a white coat.
No.
When someone finally invented a time machine, we knew what to do. We can't stop NASA's probe. It launched too long ago for our machine to take us back. But maybe we can prepare the world. Maybe if enough people know Elixir, know OTP, know how to build truly resilient systems.
Then maybe next time, when the bits start flipping, we'll be ready.
Well, the radiation is coming.
Will your system survive?
This is getting weird, folks. They did it again. This must be some sort of special moment in time. I guess you get a bunch of Elixir developers together and it becomes a great time to come back and convince people to make something happen. Oh, okay, here we go. I don't like where this is going already. Okay, Claude 7. What feels like overnight, vibe coding has become the industry standard. Wait, this is the future? I feel like we've already kind of gone through this one, but okay. Cambrian explosion of new software spurs a boom for businesses. Everyone is building new tooling and prototypes at a massive rate of speed. Okay, this sounds nice. Maybe we get a good future this time, right? August 2028, releases are flowing out. Software that never integrated before is becoming connected. Okay, I already see where this is going wrong. January 2029, Claude 8 is released. Combined with the latest in agentic software development and deployment, a shift begins. March 2029, the big AI companies begin a race to instant and personalized software. You just ask for apps that do what you want, anything you like, and it's deployed and running. Ask for changes, and it's changed. October 2029, the first cracks appear. Everyone is making a mess. Okay. March 2030, vibe refactoring becomes the new hotness. The models have stopped improving. All they're doing is adding fuel to the fire. And in December of 2030, the first major breach hits. It took longer than I would have expected, really. Someone at Chase Bank had vibe-coded a partnership app with Domino's Pizza so that every time you ordered a pizza, it would round up the difference and donate it to charity. Except someone figured out that the destination account was stored in an unsecured database. Someone got filthy rich, and no one ever found out who. January 2031, hackers get the picture. You don't need to exploit classic security vulnerabilities anymore. Everything is just broken and insecure at the application logic level. Practically every system is compromised constantly. Money, privacy, transportation, everything. Oh my gosh. This 5-second back-off period is longer in person. Oh, we've got a whole crew. I know all of these people well.
Man, I remember the day that Claude 8 launched. We were so excited. Just describe what you want, they said. The AI will do the rest. No more hassle, just vibes. At first it was magical. I just want an app that tracks my mood and suggests recipes based on how I'm feeling. Done. Connect my calendar to my smart lights so that they dim during video calls. Shit. We were building and shipping faster than ever before.
But here's the thing about vibes. They're not specifications. And when you have millions of AI agents interpreting vibes, building on top of other vibes.
The hackers figured it out first. You don't need 0 days. You don't need buffer overflows or SQL injections. You just need to find someone who vibe coded. Make it easy to share data with partners. Every integration was a potential backdoor. Every convenience feature was an attack vector.
I watched my bank account drain in real time. After a pizza delivery app with a financial services integration, invested all my money into shitcoin.
Writing code by hand became a lost art. Everyone who remembered had long since gone to work on a farm. No one understood the vibe-coded mess that we were now in.
Governments fell into the same trap. Why hire engineers when you could just ask Claude to build your tax infrastructure, your voting systems, your nuclear plant controls? Everything was vibes, all the way down.
But in our corner of the world, we'd been doing things differently. We had Ash. Ash was already building, or making it easy to describe our applications. Maybe not as easy as make a to-do app, but it was a happy medium. Actions with defined inputs and outputs, policies that say exactly who can do what.
When the world started listening, it was almost too late, but Ash Declarative's nature gave us a way out, something that both humans and the AI could understand.
And thus we started the great untangling, taking vibe-coded nightmares and converting them into Ash applications. Suddenly you could actually see what your applications were doing.
Even the AI companies admitted defeat. Claude 8's training data became heavily weighted towards Ash patterns. Turns out when you give AI a clear structure to work with, it produces better code than when you just let it vibe.
So we've come back to warn you. The vibes are coming. The AI will promise you everything. Instant apps, development at the speed of thought, but without structure, it's all just slop.
Because when the vibes take over, you'll need more than good intentions. You need determinism.
You'll need specifications.
Oh, wait, Zach, which cloud version are we on?
4.1?
Oh no!
We're too late.
Alright, think about everybody.
Come on, everybody come back. Bring on the cast. Where are they? They don't see me beckoning. Come on, guys.
I think they're hiding
Come
folks.
take a bow. Ready? Get out of here.